I got you some stuff.
Why are you in this conversation?
Because I'm your producer.
But
all the time.
This is not right. This is not kettle corn.
This is not kettle corn. What the hell is going on here?
I'll tolerate this. Take it.
How dare you people?
There was a scramble this morning. And
it's very hard to find.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't really believe you until today.
See, now you know.
Her throwing it was hysterical. Did we get any of this? Yeah, we got all of it. All right. Well, listen, I'm concerned about today's episode of the Behind the Table. Welcome. We're here with Joy Behar.
Why?
Because you just threw this at us, for those who weren't paying attention before, because unfortunately they did not have your kettle corn.
Kettle corn.
Yeah.
It's okay, but kettle corn, on the other hand, the one that's got the sweetness, is fabulous.
But this is now the first time we're going into this with you unfed, and I'm concerned about it.
Well, first of all, I go to King Cullen, I can't find kettle corn. I go to Whole Foods, I can't find kettle corn. Where am I? I go to Citarella, I can't find kettle corn. Nowhere. It's not easily available.
This has me concerned because, like, Siegfried and Roy, for years, they do the same act every day, and it's fine. And then one day, the Tigers get hungry, and they take the guy out. I'm concerned this is going to happen today. All right, let's get started. Before we get to anything else, you started tickling Whoopi before the guest segment today. And instead, we tried to tickle her. Instead, it seems like you grabbed her chest.
Boob instead. Yes. Well, a boob is very close to the armpit.
Sure.
But she...
if memory serves.
Last week, I found out something I didn't know about Whoopi Goldberg, and that is that she is highly ticklish. And so I started to tickle her during the commercial break. But then, of course, the camera came up on us, I believe.
Yes. Well, because she was about to introduce Academy Award winner Michelle Williams.
I know.
Yeah.
Listen. In these times, Brian, we need to have fun. And sometimes tickling somebody is fun.
I'm not complaining about it, but it was just surprising.
But I found out last week when I tickled her then that she is highly ticklish.
Yes.
Highly. Like super ticklish. So, and she becomes hysterical laughing.
The first time just going in for a tickle when you've never done it before, it's a bold move. I'm just saying.
Well, that's me.
That's you.
C'est moi.
All right, let's talk about politics because there was something to make you happy last night.
Yes.
The liberal Supreme Court candidate in Wisconsin, Susan Crawford, she won.
Right.
This is after Elon Musk spending millions and millions of dollars to try to sway that election.
Yeah.
You said Americans have had it.
This
was exciting. Do you expect to see more of this? And were you surprised it happened?
Well, I'll tell you what I think is going to happen. I think that Elon Musk is going to become lactose intolerant as a result of the cheese state turning on him. And I'm here for that.
Yes.
As far as being certainly happily surprised about this, because
you've been pessimistic a little bit.
Well, because I'm worried I was worried about the country. I worry about it. My family came over here from Italy before World War II.
Yes.
And my father served, and my uncles all served. We are truly patriotic Italian-American family.
Yes.
And we have also needed some help from the government sometimes.
Sure.
Like I certainly, every time I got fired of the various jobs,
you needed unemployment.
I was getting unemployment insurance.
Yes.
And I can't begin to tell you how that helped me so much.
Yes.
These types of little helpful things that the government can do for you, like giving you lunch if you
giving you a leg up.
A leg up is very important. And for some reason, this administration was very committed to this. It is very committed to cruelty when it comes to people who need help. And so I am happy that the Americans in Wisconsin, and even in Florida, it's actually decent news in Florida, even though the Democrats didn't win.
They lost by a much smaller margin than Donald
Trump.
Well,
he won that seat. I guess Matt Gaetz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Matt Gaetz won it, or Trump won it by 30%.
Yeah, Trump
and
did.
now they lost it, but they didn't lose it. But the Democrats,
they lost by a smaller margin.
A smaller margin.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, so we talked about it on the show today. The other big news was Cory Booker spoke for 25 hours, breaking a record that was set on this podcast by Ana Navarro last week, and.
You're gonna pay for that.
Oh, she's watching. Watching.
You'll do penance for that one.
Let me tell you, just to digress for a second here. So, Ana Navarro, last time you were on, you and I teased her a little bit about how much talking she does.
Yeah.
And how I barely speak on these podcasts.
With her.
Yes. And
You speak plenty with me.
I know.
You don't shut up, as a matter of fact.
I know. And then I noticed in the comments on the next Anna Navarro one, they're like,
yeah.
wow, Joy and Brian weren't kidding, because people noticed it now that I barely spoke. And she read those comments too, I think, because she got all geared up about it. And then she said, the next time I'm on that podcast, I'm going to make you work for it, and I'm going to punish you throughout the podcast.
Trust me, that's never going to happen.
Okay, you think she's just going to keep talking?
No. She's a born talker.
All right, well, she's good at it. All right, so in any case, Cory Booker talks for 25 hours.
Yeah.
And
I could never do that.
no, I don't think you could.
I mean, I love my country, but my kidneys, I love them even more. And the fact that he could hold it in for 24 hours, even with fasting and not drinking water, and then the vocal cords, I mean, I think it's incredible.
So now, do you remember?
What's more amazing is that racist Strom Thurmond did it, and he was no chicken.
I think he had some breaks. I think
Oh, of
I could be
course.
wrong, but I believe
Of
he had
course.
some breaks. Now, do you remember this? You probably don't remember this, but when I first started working here 10 years ago, and I came in with Hillary and Candy Carter,
Yeah.
and I had this idea that we almost did, and it was an idea for 24 hours of Hot Topics, and we were going to do it.
Who was going to do that?
We were going to have you guys come in and out and tag in and out throughout the
For
24
hours.
hours because we had so many hosts. This was back in the day where we had Candace Cameron Bure and Raven Simone and Sonny Hostin and Jedediah and Michelle Collins and just we had.
But they were not all on at the same time.
They were all like there was like 10 or 12 people, and I was thinking I'll get some old people. We had all those contributors that used to come on all the time.
Yeah.
We had Anna Navarro. We had people like
But
that.
who would do the midnight to 7?
Well, Whoopi always talks about how she doesn't sleep. So I thought maybe Whoopi comes in at 2 a.m. I was new. I was figuring this out. So the idea was we were going to take over a Starbucks and do it as like it was going to be like a fundraising thing.
All
or
right,
we were gonna do
all right, get to the point.
I don't know. I just thought it was a good idea. And now I'm starting to think we could do it again. 25 hours of The View.
No, it's a terrible idea.
Okay.
No one's going to want to do it.
I think people would watch
I'll
it.
do it 11 to 12.
I think that's what you said 10 years ago, too.
Did I?
I think that's exactly what you said.
You're never going to get these people to do it. How desperate do you think everyone is?
We got a 30th anniversary coming up in 2 years. I could draw on the 30 hosts of The View and each
You
one
know
of them
what
fill
annoys
in.
me about that 30th years?
Yeah, tell me.
That because I was sacked for 2 of those
Yes,
years,
you don't get the credit.
I can't say that I was here for 30 years.
No, you can't get full credit.
No.
It's unfortunate. I mean, you are the last standing original host,
Say it, the oldest one.
the one who's been here for the most amount of seasons.
Yeah.
Not
First,
the-
can I correct your English?
Please, thank you. Go for it.
The number of seasons.
Yes.
If you can count the thing, it's the number. If
Yes.
it's a quantity, then it's amount.
I apologize.
Now, you know, I did this
That
too.
makes me feel badly.
Let me don't feel say badly.
I know I did that on purpose.
Well, you know, I told you the story of Richard Lewis,
Do it again.
the late great. I mean, I have to tell you, Richard Lewis was a phenomenal
I
talent.
enjoyed him quite a
mean,
bit.
so funny and a great guy and a wonderful guy, and he passed away. I feel bad about that. I do not feel badly.
no, of course not.
So I said to him on my HLN show, because
Mm-hmm.
he said he felt badly about something. And on camera, I said, do you also feel sadly about something? And he said, are you correcting my grammar on television? Yes.
Yeah.
Now, you and he have this in common. You're not touchy.
No,
You actually enjoy the correction.
I do. I like being corrected by strong women.
Yeah, I know. And I wouldn't do it to somebody who I didn't think could take
No.
it.
Richard Lewis and I also neurotic and talk with our hands. I
Yeah,
don't know.
he
It's-
also
yeah.
doesn't shut up or didn't.
Yeah,
But I loved it. I loved it. I loved him. He was such a great guy.
I enjoy him
It's
too.
so awful when comedians die, it's almost like a light goes out.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right. Well, we had Michelle Williams and Jenny Slate on the show today, and they talked about how a love story can be between best friends. And that made me think for a moment of you and Susie Essman.
Yeah, Susie. She's the kind of person, Susie, who if I was on my deathbed, she would actually come and make me laugh maybe.
Yeah.
My friend Larry Amorose would too also. You know the story of Larry Amorose
Tell me again.
at my mother's wake?
I don't think I know that one.
So my mother died.
Yeah.
She's laid out in the thing, and then there's an antechamber where people smoke and talk.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes and he says to me, "You're so lucky." I said, "Really? Why?" He said, "You have a husband or a boyfriend at the time. You have a career, and now you have a dead mother."
Dark. You laughed though, right?
How about this one? Will never make air.
All right, go ahead.
So I'm meeting him at a place called Contrapunto, a restaurant. He
Yeah.
leaves me a message on my machine. "Okay, Joy, I'll see you at 7:00 at Contrapunto." It's not Contra. Not everything is about you.
I believe this will not make air. I think that part's
You
correct.
can't put that on. It's so funny.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Listen, the real purpose of doing these podcasts is that I get all of your stories on tape, and then when you either retire or move on in another way, I can create an AI version of you to do the show. I'm very excited about it. We're getting this close.
You know, pretty soon that's all you need is the AI version. I could just stay home and do crossword puzzles.
I mean, we're all happy. We all win.
Everybody's a winner. Wow.
All right. We also asked about Michelle. We asked Michelle about what song she listens to kind of pep herself up when she's feeling down, and she said Sia. Do you have a go-to song?
Well, I like music from the 70s, and I like standards. That's basically what I like. And that's all I need. Like my husband and I, when we drive long distances, we don't listen to podcasts.
No.
We listen to music. And
Have
we
you tried
sometimes
podcasts?
sing
'Cause
along.
I think you'd enjoy them more
I
than
have
you think.
no desire to listen to people talk. I listen to people talking all day
But
in
it
my
doesn't
job.
have to be about, like, there could be a purpose to it. It doesn't have to be just people bantering. I mean, other podcasts accomplish things.
Like, give me an example of a podcast that I would like to...
I think you'd be interested in some of the true crime stuff. I think, like, the original Serial or something like that you would enjoy.
Nah.
No? What about history? What about a podcast about the Nazis?
I like to read it or watch TV. Why do I have to listen to it also?
I don't know, keep your mind working.
The
on a
other
long
day,
trip.
I watched Downfall. Okay, people out there who are watching this program, you need to watch this movie, Downfall. I believe it's on Prime. It's about Hitler's last days in the bunker. When I was in Berlin, I was at the Jewish Museum, and, you know, the bunker was a stone's throw away from the Jewish Museum in Berlin. Unbelievable. And anyway, this movie shows you the mentality of Hitler. It's very interesting stuff because nobody really... And also, you know, he has the same idea. Like they say to him at one point, listen, we're losing this war, and a lot of young men are dying. And his answer is, that's what young men are for. Stuff like that.
Chilling and horrible.
And Stalin would say something similar. They were of the same ilk.
What about a podcast talking about the making of Downfall? Would you be interested in that?
No.
Okay. Speaking of podcasts and honors and things, the Behind the Table podcast.
The GLAAD Award.
Well, we won the GLAAD Award for The View, which is very, very great.
I already have a GLAAD Award.
This is
I
exciting.
treasure it. I do.
Yeah, that's good. And you don't treasure a lot of awards.
I treasure it more than any other award. I told you this already. Am I repeating myself?
In my life, yes, but not on the podcast.
Well, I treasure it because it shows you that I stood for something. It wasn't just my talent.
Right.
That's what I like about it.
All right. I like trophies for the heft of them.
Right.
Yeah, and to be able to tell people I won awards. But the Behind the Table...
The Emmy is a good award to hang necklaces from. It's very good that way.
That's not bad. My daughter's hung Christmas lights on it.
That's good.
That was good. Behind the Table was honored for a Webby Award. We didn't actually get a nomination, but we were an honoree, which meant we were in the top 25% of submissions.
Well, that's amazing because there's so many of them.
Yeah, I was really. It was a specific episode with Anna Navarro, and when I know, and when I pointed at, I put it on Facebook.
What's so great? I don't listen to her.
She's very compelling. She's good.
She is. She's very good on politics.
Yeah, she's great.
She is. I have to give
and
it
she's
to her.
funny, and she's Anna Navarro, and there's a lot of celebrity cameos and stuff like that. It's good.
Oh, I see.
But the when I posted about how wonderful it was to be nominated for the award, I did not mention specifically that it was for an Anna Navarro episode. I heard from her later. Hey, why aren't you mentioning that it's an Anna Navarro episode?
And why didn't you?
Oh, I'm doing it now, so everyone who knows who's listening.
Congratulations,
Congratulations,
Anna.
Anna Navarro.
That's great.
And Brian Teta. Yeah. And the
Both
team
of you.
behind the table. All right, let's keep going. We have an advice question for you.
Yeah.
I'll wait for you to put your phone down. We're a video podcast.
The tariffs are coming through, so...
Yes, that's this afternoon, though. That's in the Rose Garden this afternoon. You have
Okay.
time. We have an advice question from Jenny in New York City. I recently got engaged, and I'm planning my wedding, but it's becoming stressful. I don't have a close relationship with my family besides my mom, but my fiance has a close relationship with his family. We are looking to do a destination wedding, but we're running into challenges about choosing a location where friends and family would be easily able to attend. Like my own father. While I don't have a close relationship with my dad, should I still try to find a place that he may be able to go, or should we just go ahead and choose our exotic location?
It's like 3 different questions in there. See, the thing about destination weddings is that you have too many things to deal with. Too many questions. Can they make it? Can they afford it? What should I pay for?
Yeah.
Where are we going to go? So I would say do something local.
I had a destination
and then
wedding.
Go on a honeymoon far away.
Well, that part's nice. I had a destination wedding, and I
You
not,
did?
Yeah,
Where
it
was
was
it?
in Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Oh, your favorite.
Yeah, and I did not expect people to come in the amount that they came. They all came.
In the number that
Yeah,
they came.
they all came. You're
In the
correcting my
number.
grammar again.
In the number.
All right, the amount of people.
You can't
that came.
quantify people. You can count people. Therefore, it's number, not amount.
Okay, I apologize.
Don't apologize. Just learn.
I feel badly.
You know, stop it. You know, I taught this since I taught
do.
this. So I know it very well.
Did you get fired from that too?
No, I didn't. I quit that one.
All right. The question, I guess, is should you make it more comfortable for your family if you're not that close? Should that be a big priority for you?
If you're not that close to your family, then why would you?
Okay, that's the answer. That's the answer.
Make it comfortable with the people you love,
Right.
not the people you're ambivalent about.
Exactly. There you go. That was a succinct answer to a very long-winded question.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, we have another wedding-related question for you.
What do I look like, the wedding planner?
I think so. Hi, I've never written into the show before, but I really need advice from Joy. First time, long time.
Okay.
Because I know she'll tell it to me straight. My sister is a single mom of 3 kids. After a bad divorce a few years ago, she is getting remarried and is not getting a prenup. I think this is such a mistake. I've told her my concerns, and she won't listen to me.
Right.
Am I wrong if I don't attend the wedding over this? Wow.
Well, yes, you're wrong about that.
Okay.
First of all, your sister is not attached at the hip to you. She has her own brain. If she screws herself up, it's on her. That doesn't mean that you don't go to the wedding. So you have to, this is one of those, like, stay in your lane.
Okay.
And have boundaries, just like she does. Whatever her boundaries, the self-destructive in a certain way, is what the sister's concerned about, which I understand, especially when you have 3 children and maybe if the guy has some cash.
Right. How do you feel about prenups in general?
I think they're a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's one of those situations where, like, you make estate planning and a will when you're healthy and happy. You don't make it on your deathbed.
Right.
So the same goes with prenups. You make them before there's any trouble, so that when there is trouble, it's in place. And if there is no trouble, you had it and it didn't mean anything.
But do you ever worry that by setting it up, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure?
No.
Right.
Plan ahead.
Plan ahead. Okay, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, before we go, we will say happy birthday to Bernie Behar.
Oh, Bernie turned 8 yesterday on
8 years
April
old.
Fool's Day.
How about that?
My little Bernie.
How did he celebrate?
Oh, God. We've changed his food. We used to give him, like, kibble. And he was like, oh, really, this again? He just like, and he had this thing he used to do where he'd like go like this before he ate it. So now we give him wet food that they advertise on TV.
The good stuff, yeah.
And we mix it with the kibble. Not only doesn't he do this anymore, which I didn't even know what that was.
Right.
He barks when he knows he's going to get it.
Right.
And then he eats it, and then he barks he wants more.
All right.
So I don't know that I did myself a favor.
I don't enjoy the wet food. I have to be honest.
You don't
enjoy
enjoy
like the look of it, the smell of it. It's not
well,
really.
don't eat it.
No, I don't eat it. I didn't say the taste of it. I said the look of it and the smell of it.
Yeah, well, I don't love it either. But first of all, Steve feeds him. That's
Okay,
why he
so that's
loves Steve more than me.
Yeah. I also want to point out that, because I feel like it's been forgotten to history, I named Bernie Behar.
You
were
did.
trying to come up with names, and I came up with it.
I know. The pathetic thing about you, though, is that you need credit for the dumbest things.
I do. But this is not there. This is literally, Bernie is the most important or second most important thing in your life.
But it seems like it's one of the most important things in your life.
I
that
impacted
you. Named him.
I did. I had a huge impact on the culture. Bernie's a star. If you had named him something else, maybe he wouldn't be.
You want to know what happened? So listen to this. I'm at an event with Hillary Clinton a few years ago.
Ooh, what are you, Anna Navarro with the name drops? Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm in television 28 years. I know a few people, too.
I know. I'm just teasing Anna because she's going to kill me later.
I know you are.
I'm just going all the way in.
But anyway, I'm at this event with Hillary, and this friend of mine, so she's a friend. I know her. She's a very nice person. She comes up to us, and she says to Hillary, who she knows also, Joy. She was talking about the what do you call that before the election? The primary. She says, Joy voted for Bernie. So Hillary goes, oh, that's nice. Like she didn't give a damn really. And I said, what are you talking about? I didn't vote for Bernie. I voted for Hillary, thinking he was talking about the election. And this woman goes, well, she named her dog Bernie. I said, look, if it was a female, I would have called her Hillary, but the dog is a male. Now, a third friend of mine, when I told him this story, said he would have dropped that person because that was so out of line. What do you think?
Drop her.
I don't want to drop her. I like her.
No, well, then don't drop her.
I don't hold grudges like some people.
No.
Like Anna Navarro, for example.
Oh, I'm a dead man walking now.
Wait a second. Here's the thing with Anna. She cannot believe that I don't remember who said mean things to me.
Yes, I know.
Talk to her about that.
No, she likes that. She likes...
she admires it because she's the opposite.
Right.
She hangs on like a dog with a bone when someone says something. Now, don't expect her to get over this latest contretemps.
Well, I haven't decided whether to edit stuff out or not. We'll see how the show goes. How scared of her I am. But
you should be very afraid.
Be very afraid? Yeah. No, I will say there's few people you want as a blood enemy less than Anna
She's
Navarro.
not the one.
No,
It's easier to be an enemy of mine because I won't remember it.
Well, she's not on the podcast till next week, so I'll be okay. She's off this
Oh,
week.
yeah. You think like a week is going to cool her heels? No way.
Probably not. Oh, God help me. All right. Well,
The other two, by the way,
Yes.
Sarah and Alyssa, they just told me that they enjoy my roasting them, which I do constantly.
Yes.
They
and
enjoy
Sonny
it.
does too, I think.
Sonny loves it.
Yeah.
No, Sonny is my biggest go-to for a straight man.
Yeah. No.
But these other two are good too.
Yeah, I think they all.
Particularly Sarah.
It's an honor to be roasted by you, I think.
But I mean, I don't know. I do tease Anna too, which she sort of likes that.
Sure.
She thinks it's a compliment.
Listen, I think being insulted by you has now reached like being insulted by Don Rickles territory.
Oh my God, nobody was funnier. You know, there's this renaissance on Facebook and Facebook and the other one, Instagram, of Don Rickles.
Yes.
And my theory is that people cannot take the political correctness anymore, and they long for the days when you could just say whatever you wanted and nobody got mad.
There's an interview that I helped out with that Tim and Denzel Washington on Letterman that is fantastic.
And Denzel was good with it.
Denzel was good with it. Denzel just sat back and
Just
slapped
let
his
him
knee
go.
and
he
let him
got
go.
away
Yeah.
with it because he was that funny.
He's very funny. He's
Yeah.
very funny. All right. Thank you for joining me today, Joy.
You're
Tomorrow I'll be back with Sarah Haynes, assuming I'm not murdered by Anna Navarro. Thanks, everybody.
Good luck.
Good luck. Thank you.